Hugh Brownstone for Planet 5D, and I'm feeling pretty relaxed in my own backyard in suburban Philadelphia after a week, 2 days really, at NAB 2015 this year. It's interesting because in an oasis of gear in the Nevada desert, what was really most impressive of all were the people. So, welcome to our NAB recap, or in an homage to John Oliver, last week today. And I'm here with Sam from Freefly Systems.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks for asking. And what are you doing?
Right now I'm using a new camera movement technology that we've released here at the show. It's a beta program. We call it Mimic. And the idea is it's a really immediate and intuitive way to control the MoVI. So the idea is there's no joysticks, no controllers, just your own movements move the camera. And so right now we have pan, we have tilt, and we have roll active. And yeah, it's just a really fun, immediate way to get really interesting shots. These are all currently hard mounted to tripods, but you know, you can use our tilt and roll quick release. You can put the camera on the handlebars, you can go in the air and use a wireless video downlink to see what your camera's doing, and you control your camera.
Well, that's pretty damn cool. It's a little bit like a Tom Cruise flick with future interface.
You know, a lot of people have been saying that, yeah.
Cool. So, Sam, thank you so much for taking the time, and best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.
You want to see your board? Check this out.
It's 35.
That doesn't come.
You can do. There's a. You can also use the RC. Yeah. No, we don't want to.
I'm here with Drew from DEFY. So, Drew, what do we got here?
Where we're showing the new G2X. Very lightweight, and it's sitting on a tabletop without a stand, so that's obviously a nice little feature. And we're going to walk you through a few features with the G2X.
That would be cool. It's supposed to be able to be balanced in no time at all. So we're really putting you on the spot.
So if I had this whole thing out and I wanted to put it together, I put my stands down just like this. It sits flat on the table. I can keep it really mobile. What I want to do is just put my camera on the camera tray. Once it's on the camera tray, it's a locking dovetail. So all I do is I just loosen it. I go forward and backwards, left and right, all from one thumb screw, making it really simple. So what I want to do is find the CG of that tilt. And what I'm going to do is just get it as close as I can. Once I get it to sit there, I'm going to lock it down. That doesn't mean it's balanced. That just means that the CG of that tilt is about where it needs to be. Now this lever, I can go up and down on. So what I want to do is I'm going to tilt it straight down, and I want to find a spot that I can slide forward and back until it sits there. Now this is the GH3 that's been through war and back, it looks like. So once I find that spot, I'm just going to lock it back down. Almost there. There we go. Lock it down. And that's basically my tilt balance. I want it to sit there when I let go. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to try the roll. So these two thumb screws are very simple. So what I want to do is I want it to sit there. Right now it falls. So I'm going to loosen this, and I'm going to grab it, and I'm just going to twist until I get it to hold right where I want it to.
Very nice.
And I'm just going to tighten that just a little bit. I want it to be a little bit more snug. And I find the sweet spot, and I lock it down. And that, my friends, is a quick balance for it. The only adjustment I want to make is I'm going to push this camera back just a little bit. It's a little bit front heavy, so I'm going to loosen that, and I'm just going to slide it back just a touch. And again, I just want it to sit there, so I'm going to lock it back down. And then I'm going to take my battery for the last step. I'm going to take my battery and I'm going to slap this guy on real quick. Backwards. Plug it in. And then on the back here, I'm going to take this quick release, and I can unlock that, and I can actually slide the system forward and backwards on that quick release. And so because it's in mode 2, it's a 2-pound camera, approximately, I go right to the middle of the tick marks, and I'm going to put it right in the middle there, and I'm going to lock that guy down. And then when I want to balance that, I just check it by simply rotating it, and I want it to sit right where I put it. It makes it really simple to lock that guy in. So when I put everything together, I simply turn it on, and I go to mode 2 because it's a 2-pound camera. So I'm gonna click the button 2 times. I'm locked in. I can take my handlebars, I go up with them, turn this around this way. And now I'm completely ready to shoot. The ergonomics of the system is so nice because I can actually see the screen. I'm looking right at the screen, so I can actually get those shots right where I want to. Keep it really lightweight, really smooth, feels great. The ergonomics, extremely lightweight system. I can hold this all day with one hand. You know,
well, that makes one of us anyway.
We machine our own product. We build this by hand, each unit. So it's made with love, is the best way to say it. 1995, comes with everything you need right in the case. Built in Phoenix, Arizona by filmmakers, so we're really proud of the products we make, and hope you are too.
Okay, so there you have it. From NAB at the DEFY exhibition. Drew, thank you so much. Now my head is about to explode. We've just met a completely new, to my knowledge, gimbal and electronic vehicle vendor called YUNEEC. And I'm here with An.
Hello.
Hi. And I'm going to ask him to talk to you a little bit about his latest product, which is called?
Steady Grip, Pro Action.
Pro Action. All right, so here we go.
So, basically, this is a very important component of our aerial ground imaging solution because we extend the gimbal usage for camera not only from sky, aerial photograph and video, also on ground. And this Pro Action will be included in the package of our H920 technology. So, as you see, there's a 3-axis gimbal. It can very easy disassemble and assemble on our flying platform H920 technology. And if there's only one plug and 4 screws. There's 4 screws. You can disassemble it very easy, and one plug. And then you have it's a prototype. So yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That was not balanced at all, and it went right in.
So actually, you can use this self stabilizations function to control the camera, and you also can do this way to control the pitch and to take photo or pictures. And you can see this is for pitch and this was for yard.
Great. And how much does this cost on?
Actually, it costed, if you buy it separately, it costs $750.
That's for the handle.
Yeah, that's the handle. Yeah.
And the gimbal?
The gimbal, if you buy it separately, it's around $1,200.
All right. Well, An, thank you so much. This looks like a find.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, YUNEEC, they're serious. Look where they're seated. Right next to DJI. Now we're at DJI, and I'm here with Joseph. Hey, Joseph.
Hi, I'm Joseph. I'm from Intelligent UAS. We're the largest dealer of DJI products in North America. You may have some questions about the Phantom 3. I'm here to answer all of them for you.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing about the Phantom 3 that makes it so much better is that we've incorporated both GPS satellite networks, the Russian and the American satellite. So GLONASS and the American satellites will allow the helicopter to achieve lock much quicker and hold position much better outdoors. Flying characteristics will be much crisper, the autonomous features, return to home, and the accuracy of these things will be much better compared to the Phantom 2. We've also added an optical flow sensor, which is on the bottom of the helicopter. We first debuted this with the Inspire, but we've actually been able to miniaturize it and fit it on our Phantom 3 models. This will allow for position hold indoors up to 3 meters high, and it will be equivalent to a GPS lock outdoors, which makes it very easy to fly indoors comparatively. You don't have the drift that you would have with the Phantom 2. The next thing that we've been able to do is we've actually incorporated the light bridge technology, so the HD video transmission is actually incorporated into the Phantom 3 models. So the Phantom 3 Silver and the Phantom 3 Gold. The biggest difference between the two of these is one is a 1080p camera and one is a 4K camera. So this is the biggest difference. Both models will allow you to hook up your Apple device or your Android device and be able to see on the helicopter what it is seeing for up to 2 kilometers in range. in real time, while you're recording on the helicopter's SD card in either 4K or 1080p. So that pretty much covers the basics. In my experience with the Phantom 3, in my first flight outdoors, if you're familiar with the Phantom 2, you turn it on, it goes through its typical noise sequence, and you have to wait for it to lock satellites. In my first tests in North America with it, I turned it on, I took 2 steps back, and as soon as it was done doing its little beep thing, it was locked and ready to fly. This is considerably faster than any of the other helicopters that we saw. The flight characteristics are much better. So all of it's a learning process for us, and the longer we go, the better we get. What I find with the helicopters is there's a lot of drones at CS, and they have the basic same physical attributes. They have rotors, they have motors, they have maybe 4 blades, 6 blades, or 8 blades. But what makes our drones better than all the others is the algorithm and the flight controller and all the advancements we've been able to learn over the course of time, being in the drone business from the beginning.
So this is the new mid-sized Ronin, and this puppy is small. It's light, and I am not the world's strongest guy. So we have to get one of these bad boys here and check it out. I have the Canon XC10 in my hands. You know this is a pretty controversial piece of kit. It seems to be trying to navigate that space between the high-end DSLRs and the C100 Mark II line. And there are things about it that are interesting, things about it that some of us don't like so much, but I will say this, it's really nice in the hand. This is a very interesting form factor, and as of right now, I would say that's the most interesting thing about it. Guys, I've got a C100 Mark II with a Canon Cine Prime on it, the 14mm, and it's great because you can actually tilt the viewfinder, but I have to say this thing is a heavy, heavy beast. And here's our installment of Gear Porn.
Is how much light actually hits where it needs to hit, which is essential.
So guys, I'm here at the Manfrotto booth, part of the Vitek group. And you know, it's not the sexiest brand, but we all use it. What's really interesting is this thing. This is a new product line within Manfrotto called Sympla. And this is a rock solid little slider. It's got drag controls. Now, it's not a fluid drag, so that's it at one level. I'll loosen it up a little bit. And then it's like that. It's actually a friction fit, and it's really, really nice. But again, I'm struck by how stable it is. So it's supposed to come out this summer, and the slider itself is in the kind of 450 to 550 range, I understand. Interesting what the hi-hat is. They actually have a donut that adapts it to a 60mm bowl. Of course, the head is separate, but I'm very interested to try this. Well, so that's it. Manfrotto. I'm here with Paolo from Manfrotto. Thanks for joining us. And what's really interesting is the product sitting right below and behind us. Paolo, can you take us through it?
Surely. So Manfrotto is launching Digital Director. That's an interface that can transform your iPad in an external monitor using the retina display of the iPad, but not only an external monitor, because this is only part of the project. With our new solution, you can really control everything about your camera, because as a first step of your workflow, you can control all the camera parameters as here. As you can see here, I'm now playing with all the key camera parameters as the ISO. And the fantastic thing is that you can really see in real time what's happening in your live view.
Like my chickens, or
we
in
are
this
basing
case,
the technology
and to be able to
some
use that touch
electronics
focus. And it's
behind
touch
digital
How do I know this?
You can see here,
Because I can turn
okay,
the focus speaking
and the
feature on.
connection is based on USB cable. Why USB cable? Mainly because of the stability, reliability, and consistency of the workflow and the flow of the information in terms of live streaming. In this way, we can work with 30 frames per second, that it is exactly at the same level of the standard external monitor. So if you can come here, we can continue showing how now we
so I
can
put my
play
105
really
lens
with all
on.
the
Now I
parameters.
teach a
We
lot
can
of
play with
forensics
the
photography
ISO,
for
we can
police
play
officers,
with
things like
the
that. So I
exposure
didn't think
time,
gruesome
we can play
images would be really
even
good in
with
this
the
scenario.
aperture.
Instead, I went out
So
back and I
imagine
grabbed
for
the
the
flowers
educational
from
side how
my
much
swamp
important
garden.
is to
And
show
I did the
how
same
the
kind of
different
application,
key
where I
parameters of the
had the
camera
105
can
just
impact
right there by the
on
flower.
the picture,
I
on the
zoomed
final
right
picture
in.
we are shooting.
You can see
It is
the
not
application
everything,
here, but let me just
because you can
demonstrate
control,
it.
for example, the color
Again,
temperature. Let's
I
move
can
to
go to full
2500
screen
Kelvin.
mode.
It is
I
not
can
very
zoom right
nice,
in.
but you know, remotely you can really control everything. This connection can be up to 10 meters far away, so it means I think it's
Now,
something
if I'm
like
in this mode and I
35
want to
feet.
change the
So
camera
you can
settings, which
really
I have
remote
complete
your
control on
camera
with this
wherever
plus
you
button.
want, at the top of the
And that
crane, at
pops
the top
my
of the
window
tree,
pane
on a
to
slider
change
where you
my
cannot really
exposure
touch
and to
the
manipulate my
product.
camera
So let me
settings.
come back to
If I'm done with it, I'm
5600
tired of it, I can just leave
Kelvin.
it and move it away.
Here, I can also change the drive mode from single shot
So
to
for
continuous
applications
mode.
in
And
macro, really fine
As soon as I
type of
have
work that
the
way,
light,
it's really
let
great.
me increase a little bit the ISO, so we can have some light.
The other thing
This is
again
my
is
picture.
file sharing.
What
You
do
can
we
set up
need to do
FTP
now?
accounts.
We need to
The one thing I'm always
perfectly
fearful
focus
of
the
is
point on the
losing
picture.
imagery.
And
So
why
as I'm
not
shooting,
using
I can
the
actually
interactive
select
side
files,
of the
FTP
iPad
them
as
off
touch?
to my client or to
I
myself.
just
I have it set up to my
touch
photo shelter
exactly
account.
the point I need to
So
focus.
midway
and the
through my
camera,
shoot,
I'll show
I'll
you.
select a bunch of pictures and FTP them
And the
while
camera
I'm
is
still on
automatically
location.
focusing. Look at the
Really,
speed.
really great
It is
application.
absolutely great. You can exactly control
Here you are.
what I'm focusing. If I want, I can also activate the
Alright.
focus peak, so I have also the interface.
The
so
other thing is
you
video.
can help me
Now,
understanding
I'm a still
the
photographer.
focus
I
point.
do some
Or
video,
if
but
I
I don't
want, I
talk
can
that
also
I'm a
play with the
videographer by
digital
any
zoom.
stretch of the
So I
imagination.
can really
So here's where my dog comes in,
control
Lord
the
Pickles.
detail.
So I've got Syrp
Exactly
eyes and Lord Pickles, including Lily, who didn't make the cut, sorry. But
So
this
this
is
is my
Lord
picture.
Pickles right
I
here.
just need to take this
And this
picture.
is the video
Just
option. I can
show.
just do video by a switch of a toggle.
What's happening? The electronic behind
And here
is
now
now
I'm in video
downloading
mode.
the
You can
picture.
see the audio
Now
pieces,
I
the
have the high
images,
quality
the
picture
grayscale,
exactly
color.
inside my iPad. What does it mean? If you are tired now and we have to have a coffee, what do we have to do? Just take out our
One
iPad,
thing that I found
bring in the iPad with us, and we can have a very nice Italian coffee, espresso coffee, and we can really check this picture we have just shown, so we can really see exactly
Not
the
only am I
detail,
using the
every
focus
single
peak,
thing.
but I'm
Let's say that
actually
it is
using the
good,
manual
but
focus
I need to frame in a little different way. What can I do? I can just edit the
That way I
picture.
can see as
Let's say
I'm
that I need to
moving
crop it.
and sweeping
Let me do
where that
this
focus
and
point
this.
is going.
This is exactly what I want. So let me
Because
crop,
again,
let me save. As the last step of this
I'm
work,
not real. I'm kind of blind.
what I need to
Don't
do,
tell anybody.
I need to send this picture to
Kind of
my
like
customer,
one
waiting
copy.
for the result of my job. So the only thing I need is to share.
So that's Lord Pickles, video
I can
mode.
share between FTP
And again,
solution,
just one little
email,
toggle.
or move this picture into the camera roll. Moving
Again,
this picture into the
the
camera roll
workflow system is
means
one of the
that
big things
I
about the
can use
Gimbal
Facebook,
that's
I
really
can use
great.
WhatsApp, I can use a
Being
lot of
able
different
to create shooting
So,
profiles,
you
to be
saw
able to create
that
these
in few
catalogs,
seconds
these albums,
we understood
and
exactly
shooting folders.
how Digital Director works, but this is only half of the movie, because we saw the still picture application. We can do exactly the same for video motion picture. So we can have a very flexible, intuitive and innovative product, Apple certified, because we do have the certification from Apple about Digital Director. So we can use this interface, as I told you in the beginning of the interview, as a sort of assistant who helps me through all the workflow of our job.
You still retain
So
that
the
file information on
Digital Director is available at the moment for for Canon protocol, Nikon protocols, and it is suitable for iPad Air, iPad Air 2, and very soon, in a couple of months, it will be available also for iPad mini.
Well, that was really great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
It's a really interesting little product. We're going to have to check it out more closely soon.
Thank you.
So my head's exploding. There's too much going on, too much trying to cram into a too small a space. Right now I'm at Benro and I'm looking at a new video slider with a really nice flywheel, really smooth. I'm gonna have to check it out. Hey everybody, now, okay, we've got, what do you call that? Not a troll, not a stalker, what do you call it? Photobomb. Photobomb, right, thank you. Okay, photobombing. Anyway, I'm here with Frank from Came TV.
Hello.
Hi.
The thing that's interesting is that you see how much progress is made in the course of a year. So behind us, we've got the lineup of Came TV's 3-axis gimbals, and let's take a look. So the granddaddy, the big boy, the heaviest capacity of them all, is the Came 8000. And that is a Blackmagic that you see on it. Going next, you see the Came TV 7800, and you've seen this in video reviews that we've done. The next is the Came Simple. Same weight and same performance as the 7800, but as Frank likes to say, more beautiful. And in fact, it is. It's a lot smoother. The battery is now contained in the handle itself. Fewer wires that are visible. Pretty much functions exactly the same way. And then we have the Mini. Now the Mini is designed for the A7S, the GH4, my personal favorite these days, the Sony A6000, but this is not the gimbal if you want to have, let's say, Canon 5D Mark III with a heavy piece of L glass. The Mini sells for $1,180. So the Simple is $1,580. This is selling for $1,380. The 8000 is $1,980. And in all instances, it includes the global shipping and a case.
I know that's right. Yeah.
There are a couple of things about the Mini that are particularly interesting. One is that it's now got a wireless controller. And in this version, when you tap that button 5 times, which is something new for us, 5 times, you can invert it. So that's pretty interesting. The other thing that's nice is that there's a level back for the roll control. So that's the latest from Came TV. Pretty interesting company, a very real alternative in gimbals, and the technology keeps moving. Frank, thank you so much.
Thank you. See you.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
So I'm here with CY over at Gudsen Technologies with a couple of new prototype gimbals which will be shipping shortly. The MOZA Lite and the MOZA Pro. Very, very interesting. The materials on the Lite are aluminum for the most part, so very, very lightweight and designed for cameras A7S, GH4, A6000 and lower. And the 5D Mark III, good to know. The Pro, this is another animal. It's very clean. The thing that's especially interesting about this one is that it's got wireless outputs to wireless monitors. It's got a wireless controller that actually allows you to change focus as well as the movement of the gimbal itself.
This is a very powerful thumb controller. You can control the camera start-stop recording also, and you can do some basic setup of the gimbal like calibration and some photo speed adjustment. We have several profiles built in already. You can switch to different cameras if you want.
Very cool. And when will these both be available?
They will be available in the second quarter, so you'll see them
really soon, because the second quarter is almost over. Okay. Well, look, best of luck to you. These are very interesting devices. We're going to have to get our hands on one, of course, and we'll bring it to you straight. Okay, guys, I'm here with Ben Ryan from Syrp. You know that we like these guys. We like Kiwi entrepreneurism, and we're here to take a look at a new product, which is quite interesting. So, Ben, take it away.
Let's do it. Okay, so this is a new product for us. This is the Genie Mini. So it's a miniaturized version of the Genie. It's smaller, it does panning control only, and it's controlled via the app over Bluetooth. So we're connected here using the Syrp Genie app. We can set up a time-lapse move, we can set up a video move, so we can go new time-lapse. And here we have all of our time-lapse settings. Choose your start point. So if I'm going to rotate my start point here, you'll see the Genie Mini is rotating to the start point. I can set my end point, how many degrees I want to travel, set my record time, set my interval time, how often I want to take a photo, and I've got a 15-second time lapse at the end, which it already calculates, and that's it. It's simple panning motion. So press record, it's going to move over a 4-hour period. It's going to take a photo every 5 seconds, I think, and we're going to be left with a panning time lapse at the end.
And does this do video movement as well?
Yes, it does. So that's the setup for a time lapse, but it also does video control. So video control works in a similar sort of way in terms of movement. You can just set up your start point again. You set how far you want to travel. This time you're setting how long you want it to take to move from here to here. So this is your play time. So you want it to take, say, 40 seconds to move between those 2 points. And press record, and it's going to run that degree movement over that period of time.
I saw you guys had a movie on your website.
So that's it. Pretty slick. And it's lovely to see the continuing evolution of their product line. We wish these guys great success. On to the next. This is getting a little nuts.
Takes away from the saxophone flow, so it's really on itself.
Guys, I'm here with Ted Sim over at Aputure.
What's up, Planet 5D?
And you're in for a treat because Ted is a force of nature.
Right here we got our Lightstorm lights. These are the newest lights in the Aputure arsenal of lights. So what we've got total aluminum metal casing. And we've got everything you could possibly need. We've got DMX in and out, and we have a repeater in there so you can do more than 16 lights to each channel. More than 16 lights. It's a small limitation, but we wanted to beat it. You've got an interchangeable back battery pack, so you can do your Anton Bauer batteries, you can do your Sony lithium-ion batteries, and you've got a DC plug-in, which means that while you're plugged in, you can charge the batteries and use the light at the same time. Here you've got a dimmer switch. It's also wirelessly controllable. And if you're asking about the quality of the light is incredible. The CRI is 98. And if you do not believe me, I was just doing this interview before for someone else, and in the middle of the interview, we had a guy come in and he heard me say, oh, 98 CRI on a light that's $500 and $600? He went, no way. He came up, he brought his meter, 98, just walked right out. So it's 98 CRI. We have 2 versions. We got the half version here. So the half version here is putting out approximately the equivalent light of a 500-watt tungsten. I dimmed it down for you guys. And the 500-watt light is actually pretty interesting because the types of LEDs that we use are called point-to-plate LEDs. So what that means is the LEDs are all flattened out. But what that really means is that while a normal LED will give you about 45 to 50 degrees of an angle, a light, this one will give you 120 degrees. So if you can see, I'm going to bring my hand up. And just as soon as I come out, you're seeing that light right there. So if you're shooting in a bathroom or a narrow hallway or a car, you really need that wide light, this will give it to you. So this one right here is our light panel full. It's the Lightstorm series. This is 1,538 LEDs packed into one LED panel that is the size about of a 13-inch MacBook. And you can look at that thickness too. It's about the size of that MacBook right there. Probably put 4 or 5 of these in a backpack. And what's so cool about this light is that even though it's this small, you're going to get 1K of light. So I'm just going to blow the camera real quick. There we go. Oh, yeah. And we'll come right back down. So you've probably seen 1K lighting in light panels before, and you'll see that they're probably about 2 to 3 times as big. And the reason is because it's density. It's how tightly packed are your LEDs. So normally LEDs are so far apart that you can run your finger in between them. But what we do is we use this kind of honeycomb pattern and we pack the LEDs in as tight as we can get them. The reason other companies don't do this is because there's usually a heat problem. So what do we do with the heat problem? Well, we thought, first of all, how do people really use a 1K light? You don't have it from the ground, you don't have it on your regular level, you put it in the air and you point it down. So what does that mean? You don't really want the controls on the back of the light if you're going to have it in the air. How do you change it? So we took the controls, we brought them right down here, so you can control them anywhere, low or high. And now this entire back is a heat sink, and this has been on all day, 8 hours, no heat whatsoever. You can come touch it. It's lukewarm, basically. Here we go. He's going to touch it right now for you.
Yeah, okay.
It's nothing. We've got a color temperature adjustable version coming out too. DMX, Anton Bauer, and all wirelessly controlled too. So you can change the color temperature wirelessly, you can strike it on and off wirelessly, and you can set groups. So you can set maybe 50 lights to one remote. You can control them all independently. 1K light is going to be $600 when it comes out in 2 months, and then this 500 watt narrower one is going to be about $500. Up until today, there's always been a huge separation between HDMI monitors and SDI monitors. HDMI, you're probably going to pay about $600, $700. SDI, you can't get lower than $2,000, sometimes even $3,000. So right here, what we got the VS5, and right here you can already see I've got waveform, 0 latency on that waveform. And you've got color parades, and you've got vector scope all in one image, and it doesn't overlay on top of the image, which is better, so that way you're not cropping it out. All right here. So here it is. It's a 1280 by 800 screen. You're not really going to find a better resolution than that for a 7-inch screen. And on top of that too, it takes 2 Sony lithium-ion batteries. Will last between 3 and 4 hours, and it can charge the batteries while, of course, you're plugged in. And then here on the bottom, you've got what you're looking for. Everyone's been asking for it. SDI in, SDI out, HDMI in, HDMI out. You can choose either one for in and either one for out. You can do HDMI in, SDI out. You can do SDI in, HDMI out. It's got peaking, histogram, false color, zebra, every function that you could possibly want. We've got it all here in the VS5 monitor, and it's priced at $600.
Okay, Ted, what do you got next?
All right, so this right here is the product that everyone has been waiting for. It's the DEC adapter. So foremost, it is an adapter. Lets you use your EF lenses with your E-mount or Micro Four Thirds cameras. So we're talking your A7S, your GH4, your BMPCC, any Olympic or Panasonic camera, totally works for it. Now, it is not just an adapter. It does way more than just being an adapter. While also being an adapter, you can see right here, you can actually look on the top, but you can actually pull focus. Using this rocker and just the adapter, I'm pulling focus right now on the image. There's no external cables, there's no external battery, there's no gear head or anything. It's just the adapter communicating directly with the lens. So what we've done is we've basically studied the Canon protocol for the past 2 years of how the internal autofocus motor works. And using code, we can compensate and control the motor to do exactly what we want. But it is not also just focus. It does more than that. On top of being able to control focus smoothly and at any speed you want, you've also got an aperture adjuster here. So you can look inside of the lens. It looks like our A7S just ran out of batteries, but it literally doesn't even matter if the A7S ran out of batteries because I'm not using the camera.
No, we understand.
I'm controlling directly with the lens. So if you look inside here, you can see that iris change. So I get complete control of my camera without even needing my camera to be on. So what is this perfect for? It's perfect for maybe a gimbal user, someone running Steadicam that can't actually touch his camera. Boom, switch this out, put this on one of your handles. One of your handles is now your focus puller. It's now your start-stop. It's now your roller, and you can set focus marks because we've got an A and B, which will set your maximum and your minimum range when you change focus. This right here, including a Pelican-style case, is $389. It's shipping in about 2 weeks. Right now, we sent one to Phil Bloom, we sent one to Shane Hilbert. The reviews that we've been getting from this have been nonstop really great. One more thing, right here today at NAB, we're showing a sneak preview of our Aputure DEC Pro, which is essentially a speed booster version. It'll give you a wider frame of view, and it'll give you that additional stop of light that you're looking for.
All right, let's take a breath.
You got it.
I'm already exhausted. I was exhausted before I came over here, and now I'm exhausted even more. But as I said to you months ago when I did the first review of Aputure, this is a very, very interesting company. So Ted, you get
one more thing. Here we go. All right, so hey, playing at 5D. So what we got here last is called the Array Trans. So right now we have the wrong battery in it right now. So normally this will close shut, or we MacGyver in kind of a different battery. However, this right here is an image transfer that will let you send a fully uncompressed signal with 0 latency using 16 gigahertz radio frequency. So you can look right here, I've got it plugged into an A7S right now. It's patched into the transmitter, which is sending the signal through here. And the reason we call it the array is because we have 16 antennas in this one square in an array. So that's throwing the signal, 0 wires in between here, throwing the signal to here to a receiver, which is touching with another 16 signals that are all paired up. Throwing the signal right through and sending a fully uncompressed 0 latency signal, meaning no longer is transmitting a signal just about field monitoring. Now it's actually about recording too. If you wanted to plug this into a recorder and plug it in and record directly from the receiver, it'll give you the exact same signal that you're getting in your camera. So you can do a latency test right here. And in the camera, you can see the monitor. This is the speed that it's throwing at. Honestly, you can see it right now in my hands in this frame. Is there a difference between these two? So, zero latency, ultra fast. We're looking at about 50 meters away. It's a spectacular device.
And how much is it going to cost?
And the pricing, Aputure, as always, is trying to keep the cost low. $500. $500.
Okay, well, clearly the guys at Aputure have been very, very busy. You know, I just saw the product manager around here somewhere.
There he
is. Is he one of these guys that's camera shy?
Yeah,
we got to get him on. We got to get him on.
Hey, Ray, get over here. Come in the video.
Oh, yeah.
No, he
come on. He doesn't want to.
Okay, all right.
All right. Well,
this guy Ray, he's the guy that designs all of our products. He's an absolute genius. He runs off no sleep and nicotine, and he's an absolute
like
genius.
You don't.
I'm trying not.
Holy moly. Anyway, really interesting company. As I said, interesting products. But of course, it's always what we actually can do with it ourselves. So we will be getting a bunch of this stuff in, and we'll bring you the full scoop on it. Stay tuned.
Thanks, Planet 5D.
Hey guys, it's late in the day, I'm fading, but I came across this exhibit, 3DR, which purports to make a smart drone, and with me I have Roger. We figure it out on our own, but certainly happy to hear what you have to say. So I want Roger to tell you about the 3DR smart drone, so here we go.
We've made the world's first smart drone. It's not just online, it's super intelligent. It has two 1 gigahertz Linux computers. One is in the copter, another is in the controller in your hands. We didn't do this just for fun. We did this because we want to enable creativity with drones. We were tired of spending years learning how to fly, learning how to get perfect aerials. It's very difficult, even for a professional camera crew with 2 people. So with this computer power, we can automate the experience. You can get all the shots that you want just with the push of a button. No kidding, you get professional shots, anybody out of the box, by setting it up, having these computers run your flight scripts, and they can take care of the camera, they can take care of the flying, they can memorize all the angles, and you can start thinking, instead of flying, you can start thinking of scenes. You can start seeing the world from above in a whole new way. And you don't have to worry about the skill, the computer's got the skill, and now you get to use your creativity. It's less about flight control, it's about your creative control, it's about looking back down at the world around you.
There's a lot happening in the drone space. If you read Planet 5D regularly, you'll see our continuing series called Skynet is Coming, Skynet is Coming, from autonomous drones. Double-edged sword, as with all technology. But this looks pretty interesting. It looks like these guys are focusing on the end result that videographers, I am really tired, videographers are looking for. And thank you. And we'll just have to get our hands on one and let you know what happens. So I'm here at the Sony exhibit. It's huge, just like Canon. And they're pretty low-key on the Alpha series, but I did have a chance to play with the A7 Mark II, and it's very nice in the hand. That's what I can tell you. Last day. But I'm here with George Oliver of MoVI. George, great to see you in person.
No, it's great to meet. We've had a few emails, and it's good to be here. I mean, the show's been fantastic.
It is. We did a piece on MoVI a couple of months ago, and George is getting ready to crack MoVI wide open. Very excited to see it. Is there anything in particular that you want to share with us that makes MoVI unique?
Well, I think what makes MoVI unique is the people and the filmmakers that have rushed to pre-register and are slowly coming onto the platform. I mean, even looking at their profiles as they come on, it's quite staggering. So we're just delighted that there's interest there and people have understood what we're trying to do and how we're trying to build a lot of transparency on talent and opportunity in the filmmaking space.
That's terrific. I think George is one of a vanguard of people who are changing the way or responding to the way the market is changing around us. And again, it's a pleasure.
Great to meet you. Great to meet you.
I'm here with Mike Wagner, Senior Product Manager for LED lighting, in fact, with ARRI. And Mike, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
I'm here because I have a soft spot in my heart for ARRI. My first lighting kit was an ARRI SoftBank 4, which I got rid of for LEDs. So it's really interesting to me personally to be here. I think you'll find it interesting as well, because Mike is going to tell us about the Sky Panel, a new LED product from ARRI.
So this is the Sky Panel. It's a brand new product that we just introduced Monday here at NAB, and it's an ultra bright, high color rendition soft light, LED soft light stack. So the cool thing about this is that you're able to adjust the color temperature anywhere between 2800 and 10,000 degrees Kelvin. You could also adjust the green magenta point, so you could do minus green, plus green. In addition, so it's extremely bright. I'll just do that real quick. It's hard to see, but and then you can also put it into color mode and adjust all these different vibrant colors. And then if you find the color that you like, you could actually even change the saturation of that color. So it's super bright. It's brighter than a 2000 watt tungsten soft light, so you're getting a lot of output. The other important thing when it comes to soft lights is a large aperture. So when you're talking about soft lights, typically bigger is usually better. You want a large source that spreads the light over a wide area. So we have a very large aperture for the soft light. We're also able to actually change out these front panels just by lifting the top part, sliding out this panel, and you can slide in a light diffusion or a heavy diffusion. And we even have an intensifier that allows you to get about 30% more output at the center point with the intensifier. On the back here, we have a couple of different kinds of connectors. So of course we have DMX in and out, so you could do remote control. We have a LAN port for network connectivity. And we even have a USB port that allows you to do software updates with a USB stick. Over here we have the power input from the power supply. It's a 400 watt light fixture, so it takes 400 watts. Again, 2000 watt tungsten soft light equivalent. We also have a battery input. It goes from 23 to 36 volt DC, so you can run this off of industry standard batteries as well. So that's the Sky Panel S60C, fully tunable, really bright. We have a different version of this as well, which is the S60RP, which stands for remote phosphor. So remote phosphor is about 10% brighter than the C version, but it doesn't have the tunability. You could change out the panels actually, so you could actually put a 3200 degree panel in, or a 5600 degree panel, or whatever you want, and you could change the colors that way, but there's no tunability. In addition to being about 10% brighter, it's also less expensive than the C model, so you can kind of pick which one fits your production best. So the list price of the S60C is $6250, and the list price of the remote phosphor version is $4500. In addition to these two models, we also have a smaller version, which is the S30. We have an S30C and we have an S30 remote phosphor version as well. The S30C has a list price of $4,500, and the remote phosphor version of that same product has a list price of $3,125. And again, you get all the same great features. The S30 is simply just half the size, half of the output, and half of the power consumption in a much more mobile configuration, so it's easy to really move it around very quickly. And that's the Sky Panel series. We're starting to ship in September of this year, and we're really excited about it.
So there you have it. Not inexpensive for Planet 5D readers, but wow, incredible light. Congratulations.
Thanks very much.
I'm here with Topher Delancey of Teradek, and we're here to talk about Live to Air. Topher, tell us all about it.
I'm going to show you the Live to Air production suite for the iPad. So what's coming here? So what we can do with this is you can do a lot of different actions. So let's just take some things. Let's start fresh. All right. So right now we're just showing the live show, but you know what? Let's add titles. Let's add, hey, we're live on TV. Hey, you know what? We're not live on TV. Never mind. Let's just add the Teradek plug. All right, now let's push that live. Sweet. That's now showing to everybody on the web what's going on with our show. But what
we need to tell people is how is it that it's going live to the web? What's happening?
So what we're doing is we're running all these sources through, and we're connecting to our CDN, which is any CDN you'd like. We've got Ustream, Livestream, YouTube Live, however you want to go. And this is now using the Wi-Fi to go directly to the web, and you are doing a live production straight from your iPad, your iOS devices. But what the coolest part about this whole thing is that you can actually hook up your video devices, the Teradek Video, Video Mini, Video Pro. All of them can be camera sources to the app, and now it works as a switcher. So not only can I add titles, I can now go to different feeds. I can do pre-recorded material. Let's take these off. Go pre-recorded material. I'm now live. Let's get ready. Let's prep. We're going to do a slide from the left. We want to set it to 1 second. And now let's come back. We're ready to go live. The show's about to start. Let's transition. And boom, there's our source. Oh, don't like that camera angle. Let's cut to the next one. So this is a full switcher, editor, full suite. It even has chroma key, and it's all built into your iPad, and it's only $99.
We wrote about video and live to air, video mini and live to air a couple of weeks ago, and now we're actually seeing it. One of the things that's fascinating is that you can take your iPhones and make them sources as well, which is what we did a little bit earlier. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Really. You know, the irony is we're here in gear porn heaven. Or maybe it's just porn heaven, it's Vegas.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and yet all of these video interviews are being done with an iPhone 6 using the built-in Apple camera app. Pretty amazing.
And now we can take that live next year with the Live to Air iPad production system.
So we're only going to take a minute on this one. This is a little bit farther afield, but if I understand what Topher just said, this is pretty hot. So Topher, can you please explain Video Pro and bonding?
I can. So Video has been a huge product for us. Everybody loves it. It's the simple way to take your stream to the web. Now what we've decided to do with all the technology that we now have Video Pro, which not only takes your feed to the web with Wi-Fi or Ethernet, but it does it with bonding. So now what you can do is you can take a lot of different bandwidth sources, put them all together, and go straight to the web. So for example, we can take 4 iPhones, open your ShareLink app on all of them. They all connect to your video. You are now streaming live to the web with a shared bandwidth of 4 connections. Now that's not just limited to the phones. You could do an Ethernet connection, a Wi-Fi connection, a USB connection, and an iPhone, all at the same time, just feeding in for the most reliable feed possible.
Okay, so the way that I'm hearing this, and I'm perfectly willing to acknowledge the possibility or probability that I'm wrong, but what I'm hearing is you're in essence parallelizing the bandwidth. You're essentially doubling the bandwidth when you go from 1 iPhone to 2, you're trebling it, and you're doubling it again if you were to go to 4 to 2.
Exactly. And so essentially what happens is you get capped at the quality, and it's good quality, but what's great about it is if something goes wrong, if you lose a signal, if one of the iPhones drops, you still have 3 other connections that are carrying you safely to the web, so that your stream will not drop no matter what you're doing.
Okay, well Topher, once again, thank you so much.
Thanks, you.
All right, take it easy. And I'm here with Dan, who's going to talk to us about one of the most interesting new product introduction sets I have seen at NAB 2015. You're up to the challenge, 15 seconds per product.
Whew.
That's a yes?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, let's turn it around and watch him do it.
All right, this is our new Ursa mini camera. This is basically a handheld version of our original Ursa. It's all the same functionality, but a handheld, run and gun shape. Happy to be showing it here at NAB.
Very good. Let's keep going.
You ready for me?
Ready.
This is our new micro cinema camera. It's like a pocket camera, but what we've done is we've made it even smaller, taken off the screen, added a great expansion port, great for drones, underwater housing, and a bunch of other applications for a regular HD recording on the go.
You're the man. Let's keep going.
We've got our micro studio camera. This is actually a 4K studio camera, which means that I can go out and it's a live feed out, so we can use it with our ATEMs, but we can also go out to other recording devices to do 4K or HD recording in a very small form factor.
All right, we missed this little guy over here. What do we got?
This is our last guy. This is our video assist. Because these guys don't have monitors on them, we wanted to, for $500, have this great HD touchscreen monitor. But the best part is, it also records too. So a great recording, playback, and monitoring solution for $495 with the Blackmagic Video Assist.
Dan, you're doing great. Now let's run through them with prices.
Starting at $3,000 for the 4K EF. We also have a 4.6K sensor, which is $2,000 more, and it's always $500 more for the PL version of the Ursa Minis. This is the micro cinema camera, $995, same cost as the original pocket cinema camera, and the micro studio camera 4K, $1295. So a great price for a 4K non-recording camera, and then $495 for our lovely HD video assist product.
How did you feel about that?
I thought that was okay. There was a few things I could have done better, but for 15 seconds, I think we're going to have to live with it.
I'll give you 15 more seconds if you need them.
They can find everything they need to know at www.blackmagicdesign.com.
And if you order by midnight tonight, Ginsu steak knives, right?
Okay.
I'm delighted to bring you Wes, CEO of smallHD. Hey, Wes.
How you doing?
I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. How are your feet holding up?
The carpet pad here in the booth is good, so I don't venture out too much.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. Well, anyway, what's really interesting to me personally today is to take a look at their new 502 and kind of sidewind their loop.
That's right. Yeah, that's what you're seeing here in the background. It's sort of the coming together of our 502 monitor with our Sidefinder. And the Sidefinder is our take of a high-definition, professional, but affordable electronic viewfinder. So this is the Sidefinder. Like I said, it's a high-definition electronic viewfinder that's affordable. It's very competitive in its space, given that it's the highest resolution viewfinder on the market today. It has a resolution of 1366 by 768. That's higher than 720p, which is what I believe all the other EVFs on the market are today. But the party piece is that it has this 5-inch fold-out full HD screen. So you actually can use it as a monitor as well as a viewfinder, and that's really cool. So this whole package is only $14.99. Given it's two leading edge devices in one, that's a really, really good value, and people are really loving it here at the show. And if you come in a little closer to the monitor we have here, here's the 502. We have this really cool interface that we were calling pages, and they're basically visual presets. And I can show you, when I back out, you can see some of the pages here that we've set up. These are all customizable, and we've set them up with some false color exposure, a focus assist, and then just a matte, some framing guides here. So if I zoom in here, I can see where my focus lines are. If I really quickly just swipe the joystick, it takes me to my my false color exposure. And I can quickly go back and forth between those, and then I can check over here and see my footage with the matte box or the frame guides. And so when I'm doing this, I can press up on the joystick to check focus even further, and down to zoom out. And one of the reasons we went with this control system was because we're making an EVF. We couldn't make it touchscreen controls. The second reason is that we're able to make this cool little remote that mimics the controls that you can mount down on your camera, and maybe on the tripod handle or on your rig handle, or if you're using a gimbal rig like a MoVI, you can put that on the handle, and that still gives you the ability to do all these controls without actually having to reach up and touch the monitor. So it's very advanced from that perspective, and gives the user a lot of control, and we're really excited because the customers are excited, and the booth is really buzzing.
We really love their products. smallHD's great company. It was their AC7 which really switched me on to monitors, and we wish you best of luck, Wes, especially with your new affiliation to Vitec.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Best of luck to you. Thanks again. Guys, on to the next. Okay guys, I'm here with Kim from Zacuto. Hi.
Hi.
And she's going to tell us about a brand new product, the Eye.
All right, so this is the Eye.
This is going to be a high-resolution viewfinder. It uses the same optic system and same display as the Gradical HD, so you'll have a 1280 by 1024 resolution, super sharp image with a -1 to +4 diopter range. It's going to be very stripped down in terms of features. We're still pinning down exactly what the features will be, but there will be very few. You'll be using the features from your camera instead of internal features in the eye. It'll have HD SDI in and also HDMI. It'll be powered via a LEMO cable, so you won't have to worry about having your battery on the eye. It's going to be a very small package, very lightweight, with a 1/4-20 rosette to mount it to your rig.
So how much is this going to cost?
We're aiming for $1,500.
Wow, that's a fraction of the Gradical, right?
It is. It's about half the cost. So.
That sounds like a good price.
Yeah.
All right, Kim, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
We're on to the next one. I'm here with Aaron from Letus, and he's got a very, very interesting gimbal. You ready to take us through it?
Yeah, we're ready. All right, this is the Helix Junior from Letus, and it is a super small, super light gimbal made out of magnesium. You can set it on a table. You don't need any special stand. Everything's underslung. You can go from a low shot, high shot. You can take this handle off, mount it to a crane. You can mount it to a tripod. You can add tilt head. You can shoot one-handed. You can adjust focus. Super light, super easy to use gimbal. Hold it close to your body. You can shoot all day with this setup.
Gotta say, that was pretty slick. Guys, we're at the light panel subsection of the Vitek Group's portfolio of companies. As I've said before, and I've written before, very, very interesting and impressive company and group of companies. I'm here with Tim Latham, who's going to tell us about the current generation, the newest generation of light panels. Hey, Tim.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm falling apart.
Feet are killing me here too.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Yeah,
so you're going to take us through it?
Sure. This was the Astro 1x1 bicolor we released last July. 4 times the output of our old 1x1 bicolor. Priced at $1,500 list. We just released the mono and daylight versions. 4 times the output of our old 1x1 panels. $1,300 list.
Cool.
Can we still go?
Still going.
Okay, basically, and we've introduced the other new range, the EP and the E range down here. The EP range being 2 times the output of our old bicolor and mono 1x1 panel, and the E range being equal output, 1x. So we've got 4x, 2x, and 1x of our old 1x1. So the 4x are the equivalent to about a 1K tungsten. Basically, the 2x about 750, and the 1x about 500 watts. They all take the same modular control modules. Basically, for if you're on a DMX control board, we've got the RJ45 version, we've got a 5-pin XLR version, and actually for NAB, we're actually beta testing our Bluetooth module. This is our new Bluetooth module. We've got a Bluetooth app. You can actually control, you can dim and you can control the color via Bluetooth iPhone with an iPhone or iPad. You can, we've actually connected 20 plus lights. You can subgroup the lights and control groups in a small video setup. And all the modules are listed for about $300.
So this is what I call speed dating as we go through products very quickly, but pretty impressive. Tim, thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh, thank you very much. You're very welcome.
I was on my way out, I was almost out, and Tim says, have you seen the caliber? No, I haven't.
Okay, so we're going to show you the caliber kit. It's a 3-light kit, an out-of-the-box solution for any videographer, video blogger, or YouTuber. Basically, you've got everything in the kit you need to start a 3-light setup. 3 2-inch Fresnels. Basically, you can work on AC adapter or 6 AA batteries. It's a 2-inch Fresnel. It's focusable, so I'm actually going to shoot.
You get 3 barn doors, everything on there, 3 barn doors, 3 of the flexible tripods, you get 3 AC adapters, you get 3 sets of gels, you get 3 gel clips, you get a compact stand over there with the light on it.
6 batteries, right?
This is all in the kit, all in the case, $9.95 less.
That's pretty aggressive pricing.
We do our best for you.
I'm really leaving now, okay? This is it. No more. I have a plane to catch.
Well, I've got one more thing to show you.
You're not Steve Jobs, man.
I know, I need his money though.
I'm out of here.
It's been an interesting couple of days. Thanks for putting up with me, and hope you found this informative and a little entertaining. Planet 5D, Hugh Brownstone. See you next time.